Hey yo, shoulders, day 11. Yesterday was Tough Mudder. Pretty fun. Legs are a little bit tired, but for the most part, I'm good. I didn't really expect it to be too difficult because it's one of the runs I think is meant for beginners. I think like the Spartan race is supposed to be a little more challenging. But at least this Tough Mudder was pretty easy. If you're watching this, see the last video. Um, but yeah, so just shoulders for today. And I guess I could talk about my experience at Tough Mudder as well. Yeah, so Tough Mudder, if you're training for it, honestly, just doing a regular lifting schedule will pretty much prepare you for everything Tough Mudder has to offer. The only difficulty is the cardio aspect, but if you can run 5K and jog the whole time, you'll have enough cardio endurance to do 15 kilometers of Tough Mudder. It's not as tough as they'll lead you to believe. And plus, if you really are just going to have a good time, you don't have to run the whole time. Personally, I set a goal to jog the entire time. So I was pretty much jogging at my constant pace, which is just slightly faster than a walk. So I was glad I was able to do that along with all the obstacles. I thought going into it, I thought because I was running, I wouldn't be able to do, like, I would be too fatigued basically to do all the climbing or um, the monkey bar type deal, but it was easy, much easier than I thought. Um, but yeah, luckily we had good weather, so that definitely helped a lot. And this year they didn't give out any like normally they have like bananas or they'll have like some like electrolyte like gel or some granola bars, some literally nothing. They had no snacks on the way, which like you need to whenever you're running like endurance like that, you need to have something like nuts, like pack of nuts. One of my buddies who runs marathons, he either keeps that gel on him or like some sort of like granola bar or nuts or something. He'll just keep that on him because it's something quick and easy to eat that gives you a good amount of calories to keep pushing through your endurance training. So I thought that was kind of a miss. I would have really liked something, at least at like the halfway point, just because you get hungry, you know? And more than that, there's a lot of people who were just so fatigued that they were kind of like sitting on the side and they had nothing. They had no, like, not even like a juice box for these people. That was kind of disappointing. But yeah, my arms aren't really fatigued. I kind of tweaked my bicep a little bit because there was one monkey bar type movement that was like you climb and then they have rings. So you grab onto the ring and it spins you. And then I jumped onto the second one and basically all my weight came down and just like stretched on my bicep. I thought I was gonna let go, but I was like, fuck that. I am not missing this obstacle. So I had a little stretch, no tear for sure. But yeah, you gotta be careful. The biceps. I see everyone, not everyone, but I see a lot of big muscle heads tearing biceps, doing curls or deadlifts, just going too heavy and not respecting the fact that they could tear their shit. Also, how cool is this shirt? Goku. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, Goku. Has some Japanese writing. I love Dragon Ball, obviously, as every lifter should. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Yes. Yeah, other than that, this is going to be a quick workout today. I'm literally just doing shoulders. It's Sunday, football Sunday. So I'm going to be watching some football, eating some nachos, some jalapeno poppers. And that's it. All right. That phone battery is going to die. Whew. Oh, shit. Whoa. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Toast. Oh yeah, baby. Look at those boulder shoulders. Ah. There's this curious growing up watching wrestling, you hear about like, oh, this wrestler is 250 pounds, 300 pounds, 500 pounds. And they're jacked. They're absolutely jacked. You're like, oh my God, I got to get up to 250. And then when you actually start working out and you're like, wow, I finally got to 220. And then you just look fat. You look so fat. And you're like, how does this guy shorter than me look so jacked, but weighs more than me? And then you're like, okay, well, number one, wrestling overinflates the weights 100%. Like that's obvious. It's like you don't even need to know anything about wrestling to know that. But then when it's like you actually start working out, you see your own body. Like right now, I look bigger than when I was 220. Like my lifts were all higher when I weighed that much, but now I'm like 185 maybe, and like I look way more jacked than when I was 220. Like obviously fat, like goes without saying, but it's just interesting to figure that out for yourself, if that makes sense. Like for me, just growing up watching wrestling, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get to 300 pounds to look like this guy. But yeah. And then you see other guys who are built like a bag of milk. And then it's like, oh, here's our wrestler, 250 pounds. And it's like, you're like skinny fat. Like you're 5 foot nothing. Like, come on. Or like you got, yeah, obviously the super heavyweights, like you gotta talk them up for sure. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny, all the deception in wrestling. Even when I was pro wrestling and like I was similar to this body weight, I would say I'm like 220, 200. Because like it's just that's just the name of the game. Come on. I like to fatigue that out. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, yes.